Hey guys, it's Cognitivepit, and I am bringing you another game of Starcraft 2. Now this time we have aTnDarKFoRcE playing Zerg, and also AcerOsho playing Zerg. Now I've not watched this game yet, so I'm not sure what I'm gonna see here, if it's gonna be a good game or a bad game, so I apologize if it turns out being like a one-sided smash, but I guess we'll see. Now, both players sending their overlords to the wrong place, but a very reasonable place. You don't want to send your overlord across the map, because that would be quite ridiculous to do. Both players are just droning right now. Both of them have reached 10, and have not made an overlord. Now they're both making an overlord. DarkFoRcE has canceled his overlord, and AcerOsho is actually, he did the extractor trick, but yeah, the overlord was cancelled, and a spawning pool is down. A spawning pool is down for DarkFoRcE, a 10 pool. That's very interesting. We're probably going to see a lot of early aggression here. Now the extractor trick is done for DarkFoRcE. AcerOsho is pulling ahead right now with a higher drone count, but when he gets that spawning pool down, things should somewhat even out. Now, I don't know, AcerOsho does not actually know where DarkFoRcE is, and he does not know that this early pool is down, so he might not be ready for such early aggression. Although in Zerg vs. Zerg, you can pretty much just expect some early aggression with Lings. Now, expansion is actually down for AcerOsho. Very risky. He clearly has no idea that that spawning pool went down early. And DarkFoRcE is going to come down here and actually see this expansion. Yes, DarkFoRcE sees the expansion. That is good for him. He is very happy that he sees that. And Lings are now out. He is actually bringing a lot of drones over. He is going practically all in with this. He's seeing that expansion and just knowing that it is okay to do that. The spawning pool is not even done yet for Osho here. And that is quite a few Lings, and those drones are going to help quite a bit. But luckily, there was a cancel down for AcerOsho. Thank God he knew exactly what was going on. It looks like AcerOsho knows what is going on. He's pulling all of his drones out, and this is not going to end well for Acer, although he should be able to defend. He's going to be left with a little bit, but DarkFoRcE really doesn't have that much himself, only with 3 drones over here mining. So, it doesn't really matter. DarkFoRcE is going to be able to do enough damage to even out, but AcerOsho should be able to... Okay, it looks like there was a pause going on there, but AcerOsho should be able to handle this no problemo. Now, Osho is actually getting down his extractor. Oh, nope, he decides to cancel it. And it looks like these Zerglings are going to be holding off, but DarkFoRcE has quite a few more Zerglings here. He's just going to keep running up in here. This is going to be quite the challenging defend for AcerOsho. He wants to drone up, but he knows he has to get down some Zerglings if he's going to be defending this constant push. Osho is well positioning his Zerglings, keeping the spawning pools, keeping them out of the other side, so he's doing quite a good job defending. Now enough is out right now that... Oh no, DarkFoRcE is still going for it. Osho does not want to get caught in a bad position and lose all of his Zerglings, because it's the only thing that's going to be able to keep him alive. DarkFoRcE has a very small food lead, but it does look like he has more drones mining. Well, they're about even. It's not going to be too big of a deal. Now, it's really about who's going to be able to pull ahead after this point, because by going almost semi-all-in from DarkFoRcE, it really put him... Well, it evened him out with Osho, so his aggression was not exactly warranted. He did not do enough damage to actually put him in too big of a lead here. Now, still, they're just playing footsies with the Zerglings here, and Osho is going to have to keep doing this while he tries to defend and drone up. Now, an extractor is going down for both players, so we're probably going to see speed somewhat soon. It's crazy how long it has been in this game with no speed at all. Now, both players are still trying to drone up, and Osho is finally pushing these Zerglings out of his base, which is great. He's going to be able to have that space he needs to drone up safely without being in fear of more Zerglings coming in. Now it looks like AtNDarKFoRcE is ready to defend with his queen. And I'm surprised AcerOsho is pulling this far back. He looks like he is going to lose a couple zerglings, or no, yeah, he's going to lose a couple zerglings. He should have pulled back a little earlier, because he just needed to defend. There's no way his amount of zerglings is going to be able to take all that on. Except more zerglings are coming out here from Osho. I'm very surprised he's not trying to drone up more. And more zerglings are being produced right now for AtNDarKFoRcE, so he should be able to defend this with what he has. A Baneling nest is almost done for Osho here, and that is going to give him a huge advantage against these non-speed lings. Although speed is going down right now, so if he can get those, if he can get Banelings up and kill a majority of these Zerglings, then Osho could be in quite the lead here. He is just streaming in Zerglings now, saving up for Banelings. But the only problem here with this is if his Banelings don't do enough damage, he will have speedless Zerglings against Zerglings with speed, which you never want to have. You never want Zerglings with speed to get us around on your non-speed Zerglings. That is just terrible. But the Banelings are being morphed in now, and it really depends how Osho is going to be able to control this. He is moving up with the Lings, going to lose actually none. And here come the Banelings. The Banelings will take out a decent amount of Lings. Quite a lot of Lings were taken out there, but that Spine Crawler is really going to halt Osho from really getting in there. And all the Zerglings are almost dead at this point in time. He really needs to go focus on the drones and not take care of the Spine Crawler. But hopefully, yes, he does get the Spine Crawler down. And now he's killing off some drones. This is looking great for Osho here. Really getting ahead on this drone count. And more Lings come out for AtNDarKFoRcE. He should be able to defend with all of this. It looks like one Baneling was able to come out and didn't really do anything. Looks like they're about even right now on Zerglings, and AtNDarKFoRcE did a very nice defend. Didn't lose too many drones in that, though he lost a lot of Zerglings. So AcerOsho is actually going to be in the lead for a little bit here, and it really depends on the follow-up. Now, speed is just going down for AcerOsho now, so he really needs to be careful with his Lings, because he could easily be surrounded. Just like this, he's going to lose some Lings that are running over. That is not going to be good for Osho. Alright, looks like AtNDarKFoRcE is... No, Osho is still trying to put on some pressure here with these three Lings, though there's not much he can do without speed. More Banelings are being morphed in, although back at home, I guess, to defend, which is very warranted right now, considering his Zerglings have no speed at all. Speed is only halfway done now, and Banelings are coming down for AtNDarKFoRcE. So that is going to help him quite a bit. Looks like a couple Zerglings are going to get in, but that is going to be easily defended by Osho with his Queen and his Zerglings. Back at home here, there is not much going on for AtNDarKFoRcE. He has looks like he has no plans to expand. But neither does Osho, and that's not going to be too big of a deal then. But it's going to be mainly Zergling Baneling from here on out, it looks like. No player really looking like they're going to be teching anytime soon at all. It really depends on these engagements. Oh, and Osho loses about 6 to 7 Baneling or Zerglings from that one Baneling. That is not good for him at all. More Banelings being morphed in. It looks like that is quite a few Banelings coming in here. And how is AtNDarKFoRcE going to defend? Pretty decently, actually. It looks like almost everything's cleaned up from Osho, so Osho really needs to handle these a little bit better and be more careful with these Banelings. He's losing quite a bit of resources doing this, but he still has a higher food count. So he can use that to his advantage. A lot of Lings coming out right now for AtNDarKFoRcE. So he's able to defend no problemo at all. And it looks like mainly these two are going to be sticking to this, and really these engagements are what matter here. One Baneling could kill out an entire Zergling army, and that is not what either player wants. They really need to control this well, and here comes the Banelings. They suicide each other. So that is about even there. More drones are coming down, and a hatch gets put down by Osho. This could really be what he needs to win this. Now he needs to be careful because if he's not able to defend this hatchery, it is going to be game over for him. But if he's able to get that down and start getting some drones up, he will be able to produce much more than DarkFoRcE, and he will be able to take the victory easily. DarkFoRcE does have this overlord here, actually, and he is able to see that this hatchery is down. So he knows that there's an expansion coming down, and that he should either expand or go for some heavy aggression soon, morphing in a lot of banelings here. He really needs to get them up to defend. It looks like he'll be able to defend. Whoop, there's still one baneling going, and that only took out 1 or 2 drones, so that is not going to be too big of a deal for DarkFoRcE there. Some more banelings morphing in, no big surprise at all. Here comes a little baneling march from DarkFoRcE. Probably could do a lot of damage. It looks like Osho is just totally ignoring it. Oh, there he goes. He's trying to pick them off. He really doesn't want those getting into his line, his drone line, because that could do quite a bit of damage. It looks like Osho is just going to sacrifice his banelings, and this expansion is finally up. He is going to be able to drone here, and that could give him the lead he needs. Continuing here, it looks like some drones are coming out for DarkFoRcE. He's re-droning up, but he's going to need to take an expansion soon if he wants to keep in the race. Osho doesn't really have it mining yet. He's still producing zerglings out of it, which his zergling production will actually be better, considering that he will get those extra larvae from that. And the hatchery does go down for DarkFoRcE. He knows exactly what he needs to do. And hopefully, he's a little late on it, but it should even them out soon enough. It looks like a pretty small amount of drones actually being made for Osho, considering this expansion just got up, but he does want to make sure that he has enough defense to keep this expansion up and running, because as soon as it goes down, that is going to determine who the winner is, because it's really about how much each zerg can produce. Looks like a zergling just going in, sacrificing to a baneling. Very nice. Now, there is a lot of saturation here in DarkFoRcE's main, and it looks like their droning is somewhat similar. They are not too far off. AcerOsho only has about a 2 food lead, so not a big deal at all in the zerg versus zerg. Now, here come these banelings, and that queen is probably did not actually pick off any of them. They're trying to march on through, but that spine crawler is just picking them off. And there are very few banelings left, and one baneling will get in and not kill anything. Now, you really do need multiple banelings to come in if you want to kill off drones, so sacrificing all of your banelings just for one to get in is actually not going to be worth it at all. Now, it looks like a layer is going down for DarkFoRcE, so we could be seeing something very sneaky coming out of him. I'm surprised he is going to stop his baneling production, and another gas. We could see something quite crazy out of DarkFoRcE right now. Something quite different than something we've been seeing this entire game, which is both players doing the same thing. Now, it looks like that will be easily defended by DarkFoRcE. AcerOsho really needs to stop engaging this spine crawler, as it is picking off most of his units by the time he even gets to the ramp. But he's going to keep up that pressure. He probably wants to make sure that he can kill off some drones and make sure he's ahead economic-wise, so he'll be able to keep up this production. I wouldn't be surprised if AcerOsho decided to move into something else. He does not know that this layer is up, but this layer could give DarkFoRcE the tech he needs to win this. Although it doesn't look like he's actually using it for anything yet. More banelings being morphed in by DarkFoRcE. Kind of surprising considering that he got that layer up so fast. More zerglings coming out for Osho. Just continuing putting on this pressure so he can drone up a little bit at home and slowly get this saturated. He does have a little bit more drones at the expansion than DarkFoRcE, and that could give him a little bit of a lead. Nothing too big right now. This layer is could be quite important. I'm surprised he got the layer so early without actually using it. it's really a waste of resources if you're going to end up just making drones still. Oh, 2 more gases going up. DarkFoRcE is clearly moving on to something else now. 18 zerglings going in, probably for some defense. Now we could see roaches are coming out right now for Osho, but I'm not quite sure where DarkFoRcE is going. We could see some Mutalisks. We could see Infestors, although Infestors could be used well, but I'm not quite sure. And there it goes down, the Spire. We are going to see Mutalisks out of DarkFoRcE, and roaches are coming out for Osho. So it really depends how fast these roaches can attack and do damage, because Mutalisks will just flat out win this game for DarkFoRcE. Unless he can get a lot of roaches up, because roaches are very heavily armored, and they do have a nice amount of health, so they won't be able to be taken out easily. But nothing that he has can shoot up. Does he even have an evolution chamber? He does not. No spore crawlers will be available. That is not good for Osho at all. But here comes here comes the roaches, rather. The roaches are going to be coming in. Banelings are not very effective against roaches. And Osho might be able to win this right now. It really depends on how he manages this. 26 zerglings coming out of DarkFoRcE right now. He is prepared to take out this roach army. The roaches are moving in now, and that is a lot of banelings from DarkFoRcE. He might just be trying to outproduce Osho and just beat him that way. Now, no, Osho is actually having quite the large amount of food, but you must keep in mind that roaches are very food costly. 5 Mutalisks are on their way, and it looks like a lot of these banelings are going to sack themselves, and it looks like these roaches might be able to do enough damage here. He's really got to get down these spine crawlers so that the banelings can move in. The Mutalisks are almost up, and there is not enough army left for Osho. There are more zerglings coming in here, but I don't think Osho suspects a thing, and here come the Mutalisks starting to attack. There's not much Osho can do at this point in time with the Mutalisks up. He has to tech quickly. He needs to get that evolution chamber down, and he needs to get some spore crawlers up, or these drones back here are going to be extremely vulnerable. Now these Mutalisks are just taking out these... Oh, AcerOsho leaves the game, and DarkFoRcE is the winner by just teching the Mutalisks throughout this very similar game. Now, thanks for watching, guys. If you guys have any games you want me to cast, just let me know. Send them to me at wearepronto@gmail.com, or just send them to me in private or anything. Just any way you can get me a game, I'll absolutely cast it the minute you send it to me. Unless I am busy, and then I will absolutely not cast it the minute you send it to me. But thanks for watching, guys.